I know. I was thinking that. Is this? Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Morning. Deborah Thomas, Unity Prayer Chaplain. I'm going to open this morning. We're going to open with prayer, and I'm going to read a prayer written by James Dillett Freeman. He was our poet laureate at Unity for many, many years. And it's called, "This is my prayer for you this Christmas. May there always be room in your heart for divinity to find a birthing place. May you be as holy as the angels were, faithful as the shepherds were, humble as the cattle were, wise as the wise men were. May you have the compassion Mary had and the understanding Joseph had. And may the blessing of the Christ child be yours, not because of his birth night long ago, but because his love is born in you today. Amen."
Amen. Well, Merry Christmas. And it really is good to see you here. And although we may be a nice, cozy, small group, we have a large group with us in our community and our world. And we embrace them and hold them in our hearts, and we send out the vibration of love. And in that vibration, we are affecting life and allowing our choice of having heaven on earth right here now. And that's true for each of us, isn't it? That's a blessing. And as we go forth this day, let's keep remembering to lift that light of love and allow it to be our guide in the people we communicate with, the people we see. When we're on the road, let's send the love to all the drivers. Let's amplify love on this beautiful day. And with that, we know that what we hold in our heart with passion reflects in our experience. So let's say this great truth together with that consciousness of knowing it's true. Together, thank you. There's only one presence, one power, active in my life and in the universe, God, the good, omnipotent. And so it is. And isn't it true that sometimes in life we just have that hiccup and you have to do what you do? So thank you very much. And I love Advent. I truly do. It's a wonderful journey that's presented for us to embody these principles. And we do know that lighting the Christ candle is not so much that this candle is our light. It's a reflection of the light burning within us that's always available to us, that beautiful Christ consciousness. And our candle for hope and faith, as it burns brightly on our Advent journey, we have the ability to have faith in what is even before we can see it. And that's a beautiful thing, because we don't always get instant, we don't command and it is. I mean, occasionally, but not very often. We need to know the truth, stand in our faith, and then believe it's on its way to us. This or something better. And then we light the candle for peace, because on our journey, peace is so valuable. To have that ability to center, to have calm, serenity. Peace brings God right into the present moment. And in that, we can address peace. So beautiful. And we light the candle for love. And what can we say? We could be like Tina Turner and say, what's love got to do with it? But the answer to that is everything. God is love. And as we address that unconditional love that's always present, we invite it into our experience. So we can love what is, we can love ourselves, we can love others, and we even have the capacity to love the people we don't like so much. We can unconditionally love them because they are the beloved Christ as well. And then we light the candle for joy. When we can have joy, when we can drink in the awe and the wonder and the pleasure of life, doesn't it make life worth living? Doesn't it awaken us to happiness and pure joy that's God? Each one of these lights is just an expression of God working through our lives. And today marks the day where we are reborn in our awareness of our Christ consciousness. Yes? Don't we know it a little deeper just by practicing these tools this Advent season? It's beautiful. And here we are. Ah, so good. So I'd like to invite Deb Thomas up here to guide us in this daily word affirmation.
Is Christmas. With joy, I welcome Christmas. Please repeat that with me 2 more times. With joy, I welcome Christmas. With joy, I welcome Christmas. Thank you.
So if you have a smartphone or a smartwatch, send it into the silence. It'll get its messages as we're getting ours.
Okay, and our mission statement, this is what kind of guides us in the actions and the programs. Oh, and the classes.
Be on the camera. You need to be
I have
this
to be
side of the blue.
Okay. I'm not very still. So if you would repeat the mission statement with me, please. Acknowledging the divinity within, we welcome and empower all through fellowship, education, and service to our community and the world.
I love our mission statement, and we use our core values as ways to embody that beautiful vision. Today's word is prosperous. Let's read this affirmation together.
The prospering Spirit of God now inspires me with ideas that lead me to bountiful prosperity. Okay, and an update to our safety protocol. COVID and flu are still present. Wearing a mask can help in prevention. Due to lower COVID cases locally, masks are optional. Please stay home if you don't feel well. Thank you.
Thank you. And we do still have copies of the wonderful Unity 2023 calendar and the Advent booklet. If you haven't picked it up yet, it's just full of great reading. They're on the pew right there and on the welcome table. Pick them up and enjoy.
Okay, holiday food drive. Remember, we have the red barrels in the front of the foyer, and please bring in your food donations for the food bank. It's definitely greatly in need, particularly at this time of year. So please bring in our food donations. Our boxes are usually overflowing.
It's wonderful how we started this over a year ago, leading into Thanksgiving. We've continued every week, and virtually every week we've taken a full barrel of food to the food bank. Thank you very much for doing that. That's beautiful. I want, if you have not renewed your membership, by following that little link or see me after the service, I'm happy to get you renewed so that you can vote at our annual meeting, which will be Sunday, February 5th.
Okay, our Sacred Service Volunteer of the Week is Linda Gillespie, L-U-T. Linda's a licensed Unity teacher, prayer chaplain coordinator, and the coordinator for our new thrift store. didn't
Our
know
new
about that.
thrift store is going to be right here in what used to be Linda's office. It's not quite ready yet. And it's going to be the same way we do our holiday schedule. So the items will be there. There'll be a box, and you can decide whatever you want to give for that. Just put it into the box, and it's yours. So it'll be a self-serve love offering thrift store. It's beautiful. So as you go through the week, let's lift Linda Gillespie up in our heart in prayer with deep gratitude, and we see her great service to our community as a beacon for us to acknowledge and join in that great safe service. Thank you. And this month, again, we're going to be hosting Family Promise. So we have 4 times this year, so this is the first one this year, and I know it was just 5 weeks before this that we just did our last one, but you can sign up to do dinner, sleepover, help with setup, or take down. It's such an important and valuable service we provide for Family Promise. The sign-ups are on the table just outside the door there. So thank you for your participation. And now, our congregational song with Linda Rowland is Hark the Herald Angels Sing. Let's stand, let's sing, and celebrate this morning. So beautiful. Thank you. And here we are at the crescendo, at that moment where we embrace the birth of Christ through us. What does it mean to welcome the birth of Christ through us? What does it mean? What? Joy. Any other ideas? Thanksgiving. Gratitude. Any other? Grace. Yes. What? Love. Yes. What else does it mean to welcome the birth of Christ through us? Safety. Awakening. Presence. Any other thoughts? Yes. Beautiful. It is within us, this wisdom and knowing, since it's been with us with every breath of our being. It's with every person, that Christ consciousness. And yet, it takes a while for us to awaken to it. It takes a while for us to relate to it, to allow it to be. I love this wisdom. Meister Eckhart was a German 12th century monk and theologian. And he says, "What good is it to me if Mary gave birth to the Son of God 1,400 years ago, and I do not also give birth to the Son of God in my time and in my culture?" We are all meant to be mothers of God. I love that. And yes, the men present, you get to be the mother of that Christ consciousness within you. And what is mothering? It's nurturing, it's supportive, it's embracing those aspects of us, and we each have that masculine and feminine within us. And it's important that we acknowledge that birthing the Christ through us falls on our own responsibility. No one else gets to do it for us. Our loving partner can say, "Oh, I love and I support you," but they're not going to birth the Christ in you. Only you can birth the Christ in you. And in that, we have a blessing. Because as we acknowledge this beautiful light that's right here in the platform that's reflecting the light within us, it's of great value. We've been using the wonderful Advent booklet in our journey, and this passage is from Reverend Toasia Rowan. She's the senior minister, actually she's a minister, she's in minister training. She's on the board at Unity, and she serves a church in Miami. Here she says, "For metaphysicians, Christmas is a time we celebrate not only the birth of Jesus of Nazareth, we'll also celebrate the birth of the Christ, God's perfect idea of humankind through Jesus." Now, we're Christians. One of the great things I love about Unity is we are Christians. We acknowledge Jesus as the way shower. We acknowledge Jesus as a great master teacher, showing us the way to awaken our Christ consciousness. Today, we acknowledge the birth of Jesus in Nazareth, the baby. Not fully realized, but fully alive. And we've come to the same place. We're right here, fully alive. And what we're ready to do is to take the lesson from Jesus. Not Jesus the baby, Jesus the man who recognized fully his Christ consciousness. Our call to birth Christ through us is awakening to that consciousness. Now, Jesus' message was quite clear. Sounded a lot like what we said birthing the Christ through us was required. His message was love. His message was peace. His message was the kingdom of heaven is within us. His message was forgiveness. And not just forgive and then let go of it. Forgive and forgive and forgive and forgive. And that's just to get started. Pure, simple wisdom. And when we practice having the kingdom of heaven right now in our experience, we too wake up our Christ consciousness and say, okay, God, I say yes. And that's what she continues to say. Let's see this. What if we said yes to God's invitation to speak peace in times of conflict and bring light in times of darkness? Let me start over. That was weird. What if we said yes to God's invitation to speak peace in times of conflict and bring light in times of darkness? What if we were willing to offer hope to the hopeless, companionship to the lonely, and food to the hungry? Now, you might say to yourself, oh, those are all really wonderful things, but I'm not a saint. I don't have time to offer hope to the hopeless, bringing companionship to all the lonely people, bringing food to anyone that's hungry. That's a tall order. But we don't have to do it all. We need to do what we're called to do. Together, we'll cover all of it. We're all in God, and that birthing Christ through us is an awakening to what do I have to give. For Deb, she has a gift, a talent for numbers, for budgets, and having those things work in order. For Ed Shaver, our master gardener, he loves gardens and growing things. And he volunteers at the different museums in town maintaining those gardens. And now he's maintaining our garden. Do you think he does that out of like, okay, I'll pull a weed? No, he loves it. Linda, with her playing music, it comes out of a love and a joy for being and doing it. Each of us has allurements, yearnings, talents, gifts that we can spread in the world. And it's a fertile environment. We may not be able to touch every single soul directly, but our actions ripple out. I was talking with Nicola before the service, and it's a vibration. When we hold that love or our giving our gift, our talent to the world, it ripples out. It affects the entire universe. Our singing today, our praise today is affecting the entire universe. Science has proven that the smallest of ingredients, an atom, can go from here to the farthest reaches of the universe and back before we can go boop. Quantum physics is shaping a new concept that we're all one, that there's no separation. And that's what we as people of unity already know. Our church services could be really short. We could just come in, sit down, and say, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in our lives, God, the good, omnipotent, and go and do the work. Because that really is the truth. There's only one power in the entire universe. It's God. And so our birthing the Christ through us is us acknowledging that we're one with God. Are you ready to say yes to God's invitation? Good! Because we really have two choices. There's love or fear. There's yes, And there's no. And I don't know if you've ever recognized it, but God always says yes. There's no place in God that says no. God always says yes. So if I say to God, I'm not good enough, God says yes. I'm radiant and powerful, yes. So what we think, what we hold in our heart is what we're commanding in the world. We're co-creators with God. So, the choice is clear. Are we going to say yes and go forward? Or are we going to hold back? I'm not ready yet. Well, when are we going to do it? If we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? Isn't today the best day in our lives? In fact, right now is the only moment of our life for the rest of our life. We've started anew. And what a blessing. We get, on Saturday, we get to come and we get to let go. Write it on a piece of paper and let go of anything we're not going to take into our future. And burn it up. I love that. Again, it's a ritual of something that's already happened within inside us. Reverend Thomas says, what if we welcomed life, love, wisdom, power, and substance to flow through us into the lives of every sincere seeker? And it's true, there are some people who don't want our love. There are some people that aren't ready to receive help. So turn to the people who are ready for it. We have so much love to give. Let's serve the people who are ready to receive it. Because when we put forth that vibration, it returns back to us. So our beautiful mission together, how we serve our community and the world, is a way for us to arrive at the world we see. And then, to wrap this talk to a close, I go to one of our great, wise women, Oprah Winfrey, who has touched the world in great ways. And she says here, you have to find what sparks a light in you so that you, in your own way, can illuminate the world. It's so true. Each of us has a spark. Each of us has a bright Christ light that's within us, that's informing us and guiding us and giving us what we need. I'm ready. I'm healthy. I'm ready, and I'm stepping into a greater sense of being of service. I invite you to join me, and together we'll manifest, birthing Christ through us, making our community, our city, our world a better place to be. Thank you. So let's take a moment now to breathe and settle in for meditation. Just breathe easy. As we breathe into our center, we recognize that this great day, that there is a light within us. Let's see that light in our heart and breathe and allow that light to shine through our whole body. Let that light rise up so that it's in our head, shining out the top of our head. And when we look out, we see light everywhere. We allow it to go down our arms and out our hands. Let that light be how we serve in the world. We let that light down deep into our feet so that as we walk lightly. Allowing that Christ light to shine ever so bright. Metaphysically, this is what the wise men were guided to. The Magi following the light. So let's allow ourselves to identify with the light that is so bright within us. And let it be our guide for health, for wholeness, for peace, hope, love, and joy. This doesn't only have to be our Christmas acknowledgement. It can be with us every day. And the light knows no bounds. And the darkness, wherever darkness is, melts away by the light that is us. And that is a blessing. As we turn within and let the light be in the silence. Thank you, light. Thank you, love. Thank you, Jesus, for being that presence to guide us through our journey. And as we allow ourselves to bring our attention back to this room, let's bring with it the light and allow it to be our foundation. So we wiggle our fingers, we wiggle our toes, we roll our head, and when we're ready, we open our eyes and we'll say the affirmation that goes with today's talk. Together, the Christ within is my source and lights my path. The Christ within is my source and lights my path. The Christ within is my source and lights my path. And so it is. This beautiful prayer, the Lord's Prayer, we read a version of this prayer from Jesus' native language of Aramaic, translated into English. Let's read it together. Father, Mother, birther and breath of all, create a space inside us and fill it with your presence. Let oneness now prevail. Your one desire flows through ours as energy fills all forms. Give us this day our physical and spiritual nourishment. Untangle the knots of error that bind us as we release others. Don't let appearances make us forgetful of the source, but free us to act appropriately. For age to age from you comes the glorious harmony of life. May these words be fertile ground from which our future grows. Amen. And with that, we have this special music with Linda Rowland, Pretty Paper by Willie Nelson.
Crowded streets, busy feet hustle by. Downtown shoppers, Christmas is nigh. There he sits, all alone on the sidewalk, hoping that you won't pass him by. Should you stop? Better not, much too busy. You're in a hurry, how time does fly. In the distance, the ringing of laughter, and in the midst of the laughter he cries. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue, write your presents to your darling from you. Pretty pencils to write I love you. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue. Wrap your presents to your darling from you. Pretty pencils to write I love you. Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue.
While I lived in Maui, Willie Nelson lived there as well, and there was a restaurant in Paia, and he'd just come out and serve people their bacon and eggs, and every Christmas he would do a concert in our wonderful performance hall with a Hawaiian, Willie K. And so Willie K. and Willie Nelson would do their Willie Christmas. And it was wonderful, and it touches my heart that you played that song today. And I don't think it's coincidence that in Willie's infinite wisdom that he moved back to Texas the same time I moved to Texas. So I've got a comrade in, of course, he's returning home, and I've made this my home, but it's beautiful. Anyway, a little aside. We don't have any newcomers today, but we do want to welcome our online viewers. Some of you in your jammies with your gift wrap and ribbon all around, we just address you, send you our love. Let's turn around, let's wave, blow a kiss, and Merry Christmas to you on this bright, beautiful Christmas day. And if you watch this service later on, we address and honor your presence within us. Many blessings. And so this is the time in our service where we have an opportunity to decide what it is for us to give in this moment. It could be in the form of a love offering or a tithe, or it could be our gratitude for this day. Maybe it's honoring, expressing, saying yes to God and being ready to birth that Christ. Let's set that intention on our heart as we say this offering affirmation together. Through a grateful, giving heart, my mind and life overflow with the abundance of God's all-providing, infinite supply. And with that, we'll do our walk of abundance. We'll come forward, we'll place our love offering, our tithe, our gratitude, our yes to God, and fill this bowl with all that love. And then from the wooden bowl, take an affirmation for yourself. Go ahead and take one for someone else later today or this week, and let's celebrate with the walk of abundance. Bless you. We bless these gifts given in love. And as our gratitude extends to these gifts, it expands and allows us to do what we do in the world. What a blessing. And we turn our attention to all the prayer requests in the prayer box in the foyer. And any prayer that's on our heart right now. We know that God responds to all our prayers for health and wholeness, for balance, for recovery, healing, and abundance. We're so blessed by God. Thank you, God. Amen.
Okay, I'm the prayer chaplain on duty today, so I'll be in the front pew if you need any kind of prayer, prayers of gratitude, prayers for healing, whatever it may be, I'll be there.
Beautiful. So our holiday schedule, we have our Burning Bowl service, which will be next Saturday at 6:30. It's a wonderful service, very meditative, and we get to let go and let God. And then the following day, for New Year's Day, so a week from today, again, only one service at 11 o'clock that will be live streamed or in person. And the White Stone Letters to God is a really wonderful ritual and service. And following that, we'll have our New Year's potluck. And then we'll take the Christmas decorations down. If your last name is Ada I, bring sides and salads. J through R bring dessert, and S through Z bring main dish. And this is our way to celebrate the new year. So I hope to see you here.
Okay, and the first Monday, as always, January 2nd, we're going to have game night. I like game night. Bring a snack, bring a game, bring a friend. Come and play games with us.
It's really fun. And on Wednesday, we will continue with our Unity prayer service. This prayer service is written by Silent Unity, and churches all over the world use that prayer service. We do it from 12:15 to 12:45, and it's a guided meditation. And about 11:45, lunch is ready, and we sit down and eat lunch together. You can have it before or after the meditation. It's really beautiful. Come join us.
Okay, and we have some classes starting, Gary, in the new year. Gary's going to teach spiritual healing and wholeness for 8 Wednesdays from 5 to 6:30. It's in person only.
That's correct.
No Zoom. So come and join us. It's a great class.
And Kathy Overcamp, who's been teaching Google to people for years, 10 years, is starting on Tuesday, January 3rd. She's going to have day and evening classes. It's $20 a class, and she's going to cover topics like calendar, contacts, Gmail, photos, Chrome, and Drive. And she's going to be teaching these through February, so like 2 months. So you can follow the link in our newsletter or on the website and find out what classes you might be interested in. I've signed up for some classes because I need to know more. So what a blessing that is.
Okay, and for people new to our church or wanting to join our church, Gary's going to be offering a path home. I took it, I don't know, a year and a half or 2 ago, and I learned a bunch of stuff, and I've been coming here forever. So you will learn something in there. It's going to be 3 Sundays, and there will be a lunch provided. It's from 12:30 to 2:30 in the Gratitude and Prosperity Room. It's wonderful.
Great. And there are sign-ups for those classes on the welcome table. Let's stand and sing this wonderful song, Joy to the World, by Handel and Isaac Watts. It is in our Wings of Song, but the lyrics will be on the screen.
Joy to the world,
The Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Savior brings. Let men their songs employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plains repeat the sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations move. The glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love. How beautiful that is. Thank you, online community. We bless you and keep you, and Merry Christmas. We don't have any kids. Well, we have Zeta here today, and we bless you. You're a bright light.